Buenos dias, my fellow Redditors. I welcome you to this new video from the Reddit Diaries. Today's topic is, what is the creepiest thing you have found at someone's house? One of my grandmothers is a Southern belle and lives in Plantation Home. In one of the rooms of the house is a collection of slave dolls, and it is legit one of the creepiest things I've ever seen. Some of them are well over 150 years old and kept in immaculate condition. It really didn't help that I had seen Tales from the Hood, and there's an entire portion of that movie dedicated to a man being killed by those types of dolls. A room that is locked from the inside and that the owner has never claimed to have been in. That was 7 years ago. Visited last Tuesday, can confirm the door has still not been opened. Dude, open the door and post a follow-up. No one has a room in their house that they have never entered in 7 years. It's their sex dungeon and they'd prefer you not to see that. I'm thinking it's where they put the bodies. If I suddenly stop posting, your theory is confirmed. A notebook full of pictures and obituaries. It was there when we moved in. None were local. I mean hundreds of obituaries. Did you look into some of the deceased and try to find a link between them? This makes me think of Israel Keys, a serial killer who planned to kill kids and chose his victims completely randomly if my memory serves me correctly. My aunt had a trailer she lived in with no power, near the woods, so it was pitch black inside all the time. She had a little dog that lived in the dark also and pooped on the floor in there for years and never saw the light of day. No running water, so the toilet was just full of waste and overflowing. We went there to assess our living situation and clean up, and inside the house there were dead things. Years of bags of festering garbage covered in dog poop. Millions of roaches on the walls, ceiling, in the floor, in a food and pantry. There was a fridge of rotten meat full of a countless number of maggots and flesh-eating beetles. The nastiest thing was a family of mice with their babies living in her cutlery drawer, where I presume she took her forks to eat, in the dark with the little dog. Wait, did the dog ever get into better living conditions or did it die there? Dude, that story is depressing, holy shit. Yes, he was given to my cousins and lived a life of luxury with old people after that. Their kids slept in jail cells in the basement. They were not locked in, but it still seemed a little creepy. A little? A real human foot. Just know I never spoke to him again. Bought a house. There was a half-sized door in a bathroom that ran into the eaves. If you bent over and followed the eaves through the darkness to the end of the house, there was a small utility room that contained the furnace and the cot, a teddy bear, a box nailed to the wall for a shelf, and Danny's Place scrawled on the unfinished walls in crayon. The door locked from the outside. My friend's mom's dildo drawer. Why was I rooting around her dresser? Well, no you, that's why. In our house, when we first moved in, my dad was trying to find the circuit breaker, accidentally discovered a hidden room, and in that hidden room was a bunch of discolored jars of stuff. Now in reality, since the house wasn't moved into for months, the owners forgot the jars because they were in such a hidden room, and when they found out they were too late into the move to retrieve them. But come on, that's no fun. What was in the jars? Following the stereotype of older people, probably marmalade or honey. They were old, so they were discolored beyond recognition. Come and severed feet. I know this makes sense in the context of this thread, but out of context you sound like you need serious help, haha. I was thinking that if anyone ever clicked on my profile, they'd see that comment without context and probably block me, lol. Dude bought the storage unit at auction and pulled the smoker out of it to appraise, and inside the smoker was the amputated foot of the storage owner who lost his foot to illness and wanted it for burial purposes. Well, both guys basically staged a huge court case of finders keepers, total acting on both parts. The judge figures out pretty quickly that both guys are using his court to blow this story up for monetary gain and unclimatically orders the foot back to its owner after both guys start to snitch on each other to the judge, unraveling their whole "let's get rich on media coverage and news of the weird" plan. An entire one-bedroom apartment covered in Betty Boop pictures, stacks and stacks of Betty Boop memorabilia. The bathroom was wallpapered in old calendar pages. It was nearly impossible to walk through it all to do the work. I was in every apartment in that building and saw some truly horrid living conditions, but for some reason that was the weirdest thing I saw. It even beat out the 40-year-old dude with framed Britney Spears pictures. When I visited my girlfriend in another state, I learned what house centipedes were. They are basically harmless, but it was surprising to be sitting in the living room at night when a big one decided to scurry across the ceiling. She thought they were just normal everywhere. Her basement was full of big ones that had died in spider webs. Wouldn't want to meet the spiders. I find invertebrates fascinating, but like spiders, the idea of these potentially crawling on me while I slept wasn't exactly appealing. I know they'd prefer to avoid that. When we brought her new kitten home, he was excited to see the centipedes. First thing he did was chase one down and eat it like a corn cob. Used to work for a service company that would respond to apartment renter issues. Walked into a studio apartment at an upscale complex for a reported issue with the dryer. As soon as I walked in, a majority of the walls were covered with porn from porn magazines. The renter tore out hundreds and hundreds of pages from dirty magazines and tacked them to the walls. Everything else was normal and clean. The furniture was clean. The floors were clean. No evidence of hoarding of any kind. Kitchen was spotless. No smells or odors. Apartment was fully organized, but just porn all over the walls. Guys, thank you so much for watching this video until now. It was an honor for me to present it to you. If you liked it, please like and subscribe and leave a comment about your own experiences. Or if you have any recommendations or tips for me to improve, it would extremely help me out since I'm a relatively new YouTuber and I'm just getting started. All I can do is promise you that I will deliver you the highest quality content I can create and to always keep you entertained. Thank you so much.